All right, hey everybody, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Welcome to, I guess you could say, the first episode of the Boardroom. So I do appreciate you all being here. I'm not going to do a roll call because that may, overly extend, our introduction because I do have some guests in the back waiting. So I just want to be respectful of their time. So pretty much the Boardroom is, I guess, an idea I came up with for me to discuss with other YouTube, I guess you say, personalities, subscribers, and content creators about various things going on in the real world pertaining, I guess you could say, politics, news, entertainment, even stuff even on YouTube. So I just want to do that in an organized way and fashion, and to have just like, I guess, an educated and respectable or respectful dialogue with these individuals. So it's something I'm just trying out, and they've been open to the idea and helping me do this. So without any further ado, I would like to bring the first gentleman up. You may be very familiar with him. He is Sly Jones. He is also a content creator and an aspiring, I guess you could say, voice actor. Voice actor. So here we go, Sly Jones. Here you go. Welcome, Sly Jones. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Sir King? What's up, chat? I'm honored to be here. I appreciate the invite. I love to do new things, and I think this boardroom is going to be awesome. So I appreciate you for letting me be a part of it.
Oh, thank you so much, Sly Jones. I appreciate you being here as well. Next up, we have Sam I Am. Sam I Am is a subscriber on YouTube, so I'm going to bring him up now. Hey, Sam I Am, how you doing? How you doing?
Hey, Sir King. Hey, Sly Jones. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. And also, hello, Avatar Nation.
Thank you so much, Sam I Am. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And the
No
one and
problem.
only, you're welcome. And next up is Lemon, the one and only Lemon. Hello, Lemon. How you doing?
What up, Sir King? What up, Sly Jones, Sam I Am? And what up, chat? I'm
Hey, what
excited
up,
to be
Lemon?
here tonight and have this discussion with y'all.
For sure, for sure.
Definitely, definitely. So All right, so here are the things we're going to discuss tonight. I'm going to bring up the agenda tonight so these gentlemen know what we're going to talk about and so that the people in Avatar Nation know what we're going to talk about tonight. So here we go. Let me get my agenda real quick. All right. So first up on the agenda tonight is the election. Okay, so I don't know to ask you how you voted, but I just want to get your sentiments on what you feel about the election so far, the counting of the votes, and were you surprised by how close it is and things like that. And I'll start with Sly Jones first.
All right. After 2016, not a lot surprises me because even if you win the popular vote, you still don't win without the Electoral College. I think, if anything, that Electoral College foolishness needs to be done away with. Uh, the disenfranchising of making old people, especially old black people, have to ride 40, 50, 60 miles out of town to vote, or making the absentee ballot so hard to understand that they're not able to fill them out properly. All the things that they do to try to stop good people from voting, I think needs to stop. But as far as the partisanship, partisan politics, I'm one of those people that feel like I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. This time around, I voted against the biggest evil, and I think most of us know who that is or what that is. But as far as the results, whatever they turn out to be, we still got to stack this cheese. We still got to do what we need to do for our people, because I don't see Biden or Trump having our best interests in mind. Not right now.
Right, right, I agree. Sim, I am.
I pretty much agree with Sly Jones. I feel like that not really for neither one of them. I feel like I voted for on my end the lesser of two evils. But I do agree with getting rid of the electoral college. Excuse me, sorry, I'm a little nervous. First time doing a panel, so
It's
give me
okay.
a
Take your
minute.
time, Sal. It's all right. You got it.
But I am. It's been nerve wracking because the way that it's looking now, it seems like 45 is losing, but we know that it could go either way. So it's just very nerve wracking, just waiting on these votes. So
Okay, and Lemon.
Yeah, I agree with everybody right now. I'm surprised by how close it is. Normally, I don't pay that close attention to elections. Like when Trump and Hillary was going at it, I pretty much felt like it was in Trump's favor to win. But in this situation, I feel like people are waking up and they're sort of realizing that they need to get 45 out. It's time for a change. So I just feel like this election I paid more attention to. I feel like I don't care for either one, but I feel like one is a lot worse than the other. So in this situation, I just feel like more people need to make sure that they pay attention to like what's going on in the political realm, because normally I don't even pay attention to this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But with this situation going on, it just really woke me up to a lot of things that I've been ignoring. So
right,
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the whole, electoral vote thing. It needs to be updated or changed because just because one state has a greater population doesn't. I don't think they should necessarily get more electoral votes. Now, I'm not, a political expert and things like that. But when you see this and you see one state with had different issues, and you see the popular vote is indicating something else, it's kind of discouraging. Another thing is just that to know that our nation is voting the way they are when a lot of the things that have been said and done regarding this presidency is the direct opposite of what the United States of America represents. It's truly disheartening. When you see red versus blue, it's really, really, really sad. But I hope it isn't a reflection of our times permanently. That's what I want to say right now.
The thing that really bothers me, the things that were born from it, as far as like how Black Lives Matter was infiltrated by Antifa, and all of a sudden they made their uh, fight all about white women and LGBTQ people instead of the actual target audience that are the people out here getting shot and killed, and victims of a victim of police brutality. So I hate the way that BLM got hijacked. At the same time, I have no respect for the intruders that come into our movements, our neighborhoods with bricks and gasoline and fireworks and everything else and cause the chaos. And then when somebody gets hurt, shot, killed, all of a sudden, oh, it was a BLM member. Well, it was a BLM supporter. They're easy to lump into that category. It may have been a guy like me that was just out there protesting and have anything to do with BLM, but they're still going to get the credit.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Right. So that's another thing that was born from this, especially the way that the other side have been emboldened, especially the white supremacists and those people that like to fly certain flags and treat people a certain way. I hate the way that they've been emboldened the past 4 years. It was building up during Obama, but they feel like they're free. When I see these Karen incidents and I see these guys that, are cornering people off and jumping on them, and, they're just extremely violent, ignorant. And, again, that's just another thing that was born out of this period. I'll be glad when it goes away.
Right. I agree. So in closing, I just want to say, hopefully, I don't know, our nation will be better under the next presidency, depending on who it is. And that's all I really got to say regarding that. I mean, it is kind of sad. It's disheartening because, things are evident and clear. So,
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So anybody else want to say anything about that before I move on to the next subject? No? All right, we're good.
No.
Good.
All right. So next up, let me see. So next up on the agenda, we have relationship advice. And the reason I added this to the boardroom agenda is because a lot of people out there, a lot of women, I'm just going to be honest, a lot of the audience in this area is women or are women. And a lot of them ask for relationship advice. So can any of you guys share any relationship advice with the women that you feel will enhance their relationship or, have them have greater success when they're interacting with men from a dating perspective? Lemon, I'll let you go first this time.
Yeah, dating advice, I would say be open. Don't rush into things. Get to really know somebody before put your trust and faith into somebody. I feel like in this kind of climate right now, people date people for the wrong reasons. It could be for social media reasons. It could be for just not used to being alone, so they'd have to be in a relationship. So my advice to the ladies would be, take your time on getting to know somebody. Don't feel like you need to be in a relationship just because other people's in a relationship. You should focus on what you really want from somebody, and then make sure that person meets your criteria, and just be more open. Don't have so much high standards. And I feel like if you have high standards, you should be able to bring something to the table too.
I agree.
Agreed.
Samael?
I agree with Lemon. I do feel like you should be more open-minded and also pay attention to how the guy that you're talking to treats the women in his life. Pay attention to how he treats his mother. If he treats her like trash, then 10 times out of 10, that's the way he's going to treat you. So, pay attention to that. And also, like Lemon said, take your time. Don't rush into anything. And, pay attention to his actions, not his words, but how he moves. So, um, that's my little advice. I've been single for a minute, so I'm probably not the best person.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. And I mean, you've been single because I guess you learned from your previous relationship. So being single isn't a bad thing. Sometimes we just got to focus on ourselves as well.
Right.
But Scott Jones?
Yeah, the thing I have been running into when I talk to younger ladies, I would say between the ages of 25 and 40, they have this thing that when you meet a man, all of a sudden you're in competition with that man. Don't tell him anything about your past, but be real coy and sneaky and try to find out about him. Go through his phone, find out who his exes are, find out who he is through Facebook and Instagram, and do the full investigation on him. But don't friend him on your page. You keep all your information private. Don't mention exes, don't mention body count, don't mention anything to him about anything dealing with your past. um I'm here to tell ladies that if you meet a new guy, you're not in competition with him. You should be trying to work with the guy to get to know him so that you know your ins and outs, your likes and dislikes, and try to grow closer. If you treat him like you're in a competition, that's exactly what it is. And nobody really wins. So don't compete with the guy. Don't be, trying to be secret squirrel. Ask questions. Open up like Lemon was saying, take time and then open up those lines of communication, open your mind, and then you won't keep overlooking these good guys out here.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree. That's
That's
good advice.
facts.
The main component I see is respect. You gotta have respect for it to be a true and genuine relationship. There has to be respect, regardless if somebody makes more money in the relationship or I don't know comes from a more esteemed family and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it has to be respect. I feel and like open communication and things like that. And the little things you can't be selfish in a relationship. If somebody wants to do an act of kindness for you, you can't tell them, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that." You know what I mean? So that's how I feel are I guess the main tenets in having a successful relationship. So,
No, yeah, I agree with you.
so a lot of the
Right.
people in the audience are saying communication is key. Um, Another person said that respect or love yourself first is key. Yeah, so that's a good point. You can't feel like you love yourself or love that person more than you love yourself because then that creates an imbalance. But
Well, I have a question for the panel,
mhm.
for
Hmm.
the gentleman.
Sure.
How much social media, how much thirst trapping do you actually allow once you're in a relationship with this young lady who has provocative pictures on Instagram? Maybe she's a club promoter or maybe she's a wannabe model. She takes those thirst traps that's got 150, 200 likes with guys with their tongue hanging out, but she's your old lady now. How much of that are you willing to tolerate once you get serious about somebody?
I mean, I feel like it depends on the terms you met that person. I feel like if this person has already been in this kind of lifestyle and you knew this ahead of time, and now all of a sudden you get in a relationship with them, you want to change them into what you want them to be. I feel like that's out of pocket because that's the way you met them. It's sort of like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Like he want her to be a certain kind of way, but he met her and already knew what she was about. That's why she still, act the way she does because she don't want to be stopped just because she's in a relationship with Kanye West. So I feel like it depends on the terms of which you met this person. Now, if you met
Mhm.
this person, they was like a church person, they was like acting one kind of way, but then you saw a totally different side of them, then I would say, cut it off as soon as possible. But if you met them on them terms, then I feel like it's up to you. I don't feel like you should control them if they've been doing that kind of stuff, but trust got to be in play.
Right. I
So you
agree,
got to trust
Lemon.
your partner.
Right, right.
Exactly. It's about trust, communications, and like you said, if you met them under those type of circumstances, then um, it's like you can't force them to do something that they were already doing before they got with you. So at the end of the day, it's like either you're okay with it, you accept it, or you just move on and you find somebody that's not with that lifestyle, that doesn't want to be a IG model, that's somebody that's more settled down, that's not out here thirst trapping and all those other things like that. So I mean that's just how I feel about it.
Right. Now, I'm wondering from the ladies' perspective too, how much of that are they willing to put on the back burner for a good man? Say they meet a good man that they figure, may not, may look at that kind of content a certain way. I wonder how many ladies would be willing to chill out with some of that to keep a good guy if that was a prerequisite.
Well, we'll ask them that when we open the boardroom doors. We'll
Okay.
definitely, the ladies will get a chance to come up and express their point of views regarding that relationship and the thirst trapping and anything else that's on the agenda. Regarding my viewpoint on the situation is that I feel that every time they do that, that's a chance for temptation and infidelity. You know what I mean? Like you never know who may hit them up in the DM or may put a picture they may like, and then it gets their attention, and then now you have an issue. I don't know.
I
It's
agree, but I
particular.
feel like people date
Mhm.
models, people date, video chicks, they entitled for love too. So I feel like they shouldn't be ostracized because of a certain lifestyle that they live, you know.
I'm not
Right.
saying that it should be ostracized. I'm just saying that
You got to compromise though in a relationship. So I feel
right?
like if you and your partner
Right.
is,
Right.
you got to compromise. You got to be willing to say, okay, I won't be as thirsty as I used to be when I was single. So I feel like you have to communicate and compromise with your partner. That's
I
important.
agree. I agree. I guess it depends on the man, right? If the man is insecure about that situation, there's always going to be a sense of paranoia.
Right.
So, right. So
Yeah. It's like Jamita Joe said. She brings up a very good point. That it's kind of like meeting a stripper and wanting her to stop stripping. I actually did date a dancer, and I didn't want her to stop dancing. I didn't want to be that douchebag standing in the corner watching my girl dancing and getting mad every time she goes in the champagne room. I just decided not to go to the club and watch her dance, and we
Right.
were able to get along that way because I wasn't going to go in there and get myself juiced up, watching other guys smack her on the ass. Well, I already know what she does to get paid, so I wasn't gonna bust her hustle. She was fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a win-win for a little while, and I didn't feel jealous or any of that.
mhm. Okay, okay, I appreciate that perspective. I agree. I guess it's like a case by case situation between that person and their lover or the person they're dating. So,
Right.
Yeah.
all right. So next up on the agenda, let's see, the boardroom agenda is subscribers versus content creators. And I think this is a big deal right now because everybody here is either a subscriber or a content creator. And the reason I put this up is where are the boundaries at? Do content creators have a certain responsibility? Do subscribers have a certain responsibility? Do subscribers have unrealistic expectations? Stuff like that. So I just wanted to get your perspective, your viewpoint on that right now. So I'll start with Sam. I am on that one.
Well, I do believe that there should be boundaries between, subscribers and content creators. I feel like that the content creators should be able to do their thing, and I'm a subscriber, so my I feel like my job is to support, and things of that nature. I don't really do behind the scenes type of stuff, but I feel like now there's no boundaries, there's no nothing. It's just like anything goes. So it's I feel like that's why we have the beef sector now, because there's no boundaries. It's just whatever. And I do also feel like that this should stay on YouTube. It shouldn't necessarily take place off of YouTube because anything could happen, so we just need to just keep it on YouTube and put some boundaries, and you know that's on it.
I agree. Okay, and Sly Jones.
I think that there are some very talented, very charismatic people that once they carved a niche on YouTube and got their audiences rolling, they made a living here. They're still here. They still have huge followings. And there are people that hang on their every word. Now, you can be a fan or you can be a fanatic. And I think that some of the bigger YouTubers now have people that are willing to go to bat for them, that are willing to dox other people on their behalf, that are willing to, if they say, oh, well, I want you to go leave this likes in this person's chat right now, everybody from their chat will go do that because they're like these easily led followers, like these clones. And I don't think there's anything wrong with who you subscribe to because it's your personal business. You can watch whoever you want to watch. But the second that you chat, and you get noticed, it kind of changes the relationship. Okay, this is somebody who rides with me. I see their face every week in the chat. So I know this is a person that eventually through the line I can trust. And then you start getting the attention of other larger the larger content creators. And then that's where the jealousy starts, the hating and all of that. So then you have to worry about who's loyal, who's disloyal. So I God bless my content creators out here because it's not as easy as people think it is. And, we do depend on those loyal subscribers. But then there's those haters, there's those trolls, there's those people that don't want to see you succeed, the ones that flag your videos and the ones that dox you. Just have to do what you can to avoid those people and continue to come on the platform and have fun and entertain and inform people.
I agree. I agree.
Totally agree. In my opinion on this situation, I feel like subscribers are a little bit more reckless because they don't have to be, you know, in front and center with the bullshit. They can go tell you something or tell somebody else and they'll pass it along and it'll start a whole bunch of, you know, craziness on YouTube. So I feel like subscribers are more reckless because at the end of the day, they want to see a show, they want to see the drama, they want to see people fighting on StreamYard. So I feel like in the subscribers' point of view, they do this for an entertainment purpose. They want to see people go back and forth. They want to see all that. So I feel like it's unfortunate, but I feel like the subscribers are more reckless than the content creators. But at the end of the day, the content creators should be held responsible. But on YouTube, they say don't take this so personal, and they don't want to be held responsible for subscribers or other people's, doings. But I feel like in this situation, people should be
So,
held responsible for their subscribers. Like if your
okay.
subscribers is doxing people and stuff like that, I feel like
Mhm.
that's out of pocket. And you still support these people, I feel like you pretty much dox people too, or you support people that dox. But that's another topic for another day.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Now, we all hear this word entertainment application, but many people
Right.
intertwine real life events and circumstances of people, real life people. I mean, isn't that being a hypocrite and stuff like that? Because that's not, I don't feel that's entertainment. When you start involving the real life aspects of people that could be, put them in danger, I don't think that's, or humiliate them, I don't think that's entertainment.
Yeah, that I think that's where lines should be drawn. But
Right.
it's like some people say, "Oh, I'm a content creator first." And when I heard somebody say that the other day, it kind of ran a chill up my spine because I'm like, I would rather be a good person first, or a good father, or a
Right.
loyal friend,
Hmm.
or somebody you can count on. But just say I'm a content creator first, and every little piece of information I've got to put it out there because I'm me, and this is how I roll. I'm like, ooh, that bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Not naming any names, not trying to offend nobody. I'm just saying
Right.
that that's what words that came out of their mouth.
Hmm. Because even entertainers and journalists have to act with a certain code of ethics. You know, you can't put people's information out that may hurt them or harm them or humiliate them, or else there may be repercussions. So yeah.
Right, but I also have respect for a lot of the ladies that are in the sector because
Hmm.
I'm like, if you are willing to talk your shit and you're willing to stand on it as a grown woman, then stand on your shit. But just don't expect everybody to have your back when you put yourself out there like that. Because nobody asked you to, you didn't have to, and a lot of them feel like victims when the mob does come after them. But then you go back and look at their content, they kind of invite it.
Right.
So my philosophy is don't start no shit. Don't It won't be none. Enjoy the chat. You know what I'm saying? You can chuckle if you want to, but at the same time, you might be in somebody's chat and then they get mad at you because they say, well, I saw you in his chat.
Hmm.
I
Well,
saw you in so and so's chat, so I can't chat with you anymore because I don't like that person. And I feel like that is so petty.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that's what stops a lot of people from going into other people's chats because they don't want to risk being like, "Hey, I saw you over there at such and such chat, so now you rock with this person." So they side eye them. So I feel like subscribers are scared when they in other people's chats.
Yeah, I agree, and I've had my share of that, but I don't try to control you. Me
Right.
personally, going from a subscriber to a content creator, I do see things differently. But and we do have a responsibility regarding the things we put out. But also, I don't like to control people. Now, if you say something disparaging regarding me that that's offensive, then I have to side eye you. That's just natural. But if you're in somebody's chat and just hanging out, I don't care. I mean, that's no big deal. That's how
Right.
I feel
Right.
about the situation.
Right,
Right.
but
And
you
then I
you
feel
have a
like as
mature approach. Oops, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, and I feel like as a subscriber, we should go wherever we want to go as long as we're not carrying bones, dragging another content creator as soon as they just ended their live and we were just over there kiki keying with them, and we run to another live and we start dragging them. I feel like as long as you're not doing anything like that, then it should be all fine. But um, unfortunately, that's not the case.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like there is a lot of people that go from chat to chat, and maybe they do stay in people's bushes and they just watch from the outside. But I bet if there was no repercussions for being in other people's chats over here, I think people would bounce back and forth and reveal themselves. But unfortunately, they don't want to be blacklisted by their favorite content creators.
Yeah, or you have the brown nosers like that were in a certain chat last night that snitched. Sly Jones is in SK's chat. That started playing my videos where first of all, I didn't have anything to do with anything between you and any other content creator, but they felt the need to do that just because I was in your chat. So it's like there's no telling how far these people will go or what they might do. It's a little bit weird. It scares me that they don't have, they got all this time on their hands with nothing else better to do.
Well, it also gives people a sense of relevancy, also attention that they may not get in their real life. This is a temporary attention, but it may, suffice for what they're looking for and stuff like that. But it's unfortunate, especially when people start doxing people in the chat and stuff like that, and egging the content creator on to do it. No, these subscribers are very not. These subscribers and chatters are very manipulative. You know what I mean? They know how to gas a content creator up. They know how to get them what they're looking for. They'll send them stuff, information behind the scenes. So I know subscribers know what power they have, and so do the content creators.
Yeah,
Right. And I feel like with the subscriber thing, they don't care about it when somebody else is getting doxxed because it's not them. So for them, they're
Mhm.
like, oh well, it's not me. I'm just here to watch what's going on and try to see what's going to be exposed, uh, from this content creator. So I feel like they don't really care because it's not them in the fire.
Right, right. I agree, and that's unfortunate because you can't be hypocritical in that way. If you don't want something, you don't want anything done to you, don't do it to other people. Simple as that. You know?
true,
Exactly.
true.
All right. So next up on the agenda is I'm going to open the boardroom doors, to the people in the chat. So if any of you guys want to speak to any of the board members here, you're free to do so regarding anything on the agenda. But I ask, don't disrespect them. So you know me, normally when I run my own show, nobody is protected. But when it's broadcast like this and I have guests or panelists that have been chosen and are, have the red carpet out for them, you're not allowed to bully them, harass them, or speak to them negatively unless they object. If you do, then you're gone. Okay? So that's the rules that I'm laying out since I have to be very clear about my rules. Don't disrespect them. Treat them with respect and, you know, enjoy the engagement. All right, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody has any questions they want to ask or offer any commentary. All right. While they're deciding to click the link, do you guys have anything else you guys want to say?
I know this is an awesome platform. I look forward to doing this again. There's not a lot of places you can go and just be honest, especially in this circle. So it's nice to have a place where everybody can get together and be themselves and say what they think. And, you know, I think it's awesome. I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to do it, especially with Lemon, especially with Sam, his first time being online. Doesn't sound like it. And I'll be glad when those guys become content creators one day if they ever decide. I'll be one of their first subbies.
Right.
I
Well,
appreciate
thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. But nah, over here it's weird because maybe it's over here. It's a lot that things go too far. So for me, the way I'm set up, I don't think it's for me. I kind of like what I do on Sir King platform, and that's kind of all I see myself doing over here. I don't see myself, you know, becoming a content creator and getting into fuck shit with these people.
I hear you. Well, we do have a guest that showed up. So, hello, Brooke. How you doing? Welcome to the boardroom.
Brooke Valentine.
Hey everybody, hey guys, how y'all
What up, Brooke?
doing?
Hey, Brooke.
Ooh, I was waiting for you to come on. I said, come on, come on.
Well,
Yeah,
we
and
have a
listen,
structured
and
format.
I did reach out. I did reach out to you though. I'm Sir
Hmm.
King on IG. So check it out when you get a chance.
All right, I have to
It's
check it
none of
out.
my business. Nah.
Okay, the way IG
Um,
does things, it sends things in a general message, so you don't normally get it. You don't normally, you could easily miss it. So I'll check
oh,
it out.
okay. All
All
right.
right.
Okay. So I like all of the topics that you were talking about. So I'm gonna try to make it short.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least do one and then let somebody else talk and then do it that
Hmm.
way. But I wanted to kind of first ask, do you plan on adding any females to the boardroom?
Okay, so this is the thing. I had to think about the various personalities that I want on, how what they could bring and things like that. I did have a thought process. I did want to say, okay, do I want it to be strictly men or can I add women and things like that? So
Mhm.
we may, I'm thinking about incorporating, maybe a different lady each week, depending on how this
Mhm.
goes. This is just started, so it's still
Okay.
forming and developing. But yes, I am open to the mindset of having a woman or a lady on the panel. It may not be a permanent person, you know what I'm saying, but it will be
Right, right,
somebody
right.
different each time we do this. Yes, I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to
Well,
that. I'm not opposed to that. No.
I just asked because, for instance, like with the relationship question that you had,
Hmm.
um you have a lot of people that is married and then you have a lot of people who are single, and I did write it in the chat. I'm a bit old school, meaning I like to be courted. Like I like for my man to chase me. I'm not chasing no dude. So in 2020 I see a lot of females chasing dudes and I'm like, I ain't used to that. Like I heard even a young lady say, well, I won't mind proposing to my boyfriend for marriage, and I had to give her the side look. I couldn't really, give her my opinion because that's what she wants to do or that's how she feels, and I respect that. But in my head, I'm thinking like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be done, I guess. But when it comes down to relationship, for me, I would say that communication and sex will play a very huge role. For me, it will probably be 50-50 because if you're not sexually satisfied, and especially if you have a high sex drive, you will be tempted to cheat because your urge is what's going to make you want to cheat. So that's why I give sex so much of a big part. And then the communication, if you're communicating with your partner, then you really wouldn't have any issues. The issues will come to the table. You will communicate, y'all will figure it out, solve it, and then move forward. So if communication and sex is like the two things that people kind of concentrate on, everything else will work itself out, if that makes sense.
So you're saying communication and sex is pretty much the most important thing. So is that a 50-50? What?
Yeah. I would have to give it I
50-50?
would have to give it a 50-50. Yeah. I would have to give it a 50-50 because if you think about it, people say, well, loyalty, or they'll say, like, different things that people do. Well, if it's an action, actions can be discussed. That's what communication is. So, say for instance, like if me and my husband had an issue and I say, okay, well, look, I ain't comfortable with something, but I know it can be changed. Instead of me just not communicating and having the attitude, letting it build up, I would rather say, listen, let's talk real quick. Let's talk, friend to friend or whatever. Let's take the relationship part out of it. Let's communicate. And then at that point, we would have to either come to some kind of agreement. A relationship, a marriage is not easy. When people be like, oh, I want to be married, listen, trust me. Sometimes, not, I'm more recent, but in the beginning part of my marriage, I was like, no, why did I get married? Because it is a whole nother job. It's another job and you have to compromise. You got to be able to see both angles. You can't be stubborn. Like you have to, even if you're wrong and your partner could be possibly being right or even wrong, you still got to sacrifice and compromise on both ends. So if communication is put first, then everything else will fall in play. And then sex got to be, well, let me say this. Sex is for the people are who have a really like a high sex drive. I would say probably from people maybe 50 and under. I'll say 55 and under. Because usually when you get older, it's more companionship. They normally just they may get it in here and there, but it's more of a companion type thing. But when you in your 20s and 30s and 40s, yeah, that plays a big role. I don't. know if it do for nobody else, but for me it does.
No, I agree with you.
All right.
Yeah.
Slide
And,
down. You want to say that? Regard that.
yeah. And one more thing, and then I'm gonna go on mute or go down until I can come back up. I want to kind of piggyback on the last little thing that you was just talking about, the subbies and the subbies and the subscribers. So shout out to who was that in the chat? Kashmir. I can't remember what the first name was, but the second part is Kashmir. That's in the chat. I have voiced my opinion. So because I was on your panel last night, I got two videos made, and one was very disrespectful. The dude called me out my name, and I'm like, "Sir, you don't even know me. You don't know what I have. You don't know anything about me, but you're continuing to speak on me." Actually, both of them was because I ain't paying attention to that bald head Becky, but the other dude, he don't know me at all. Neither do she. Neither one of them. But because of their hatred for you, they're doing the same thing that happened with the other lady because of her hatred for her. Like, I don't get it. Why are y'all attacking other people who y'all don't know nothing about, number one, who's never said anything bad or negative to y'all, number two? Why are we being attacked all because you feel like we're on Sir King's platform? I have never said anything negative bad about anybody that I didn't already speak with. Me and Trish, we was able to have a conversation. So me and her interaction, we did discuss it person to person the other day. So I'm cool with her. So other than that, I haven't had a negative reaction with anyone um on your, on your profile, or even spoke really harshly about someone. For someone to come and call me a bitch and all this and all that, what is the issue? I'm gonna try my best to ignore. Miss Cashmere said ignore it. Just let it ignore it. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go try. But I just don't like that. That is some jealous, crazy. That is the crazy part of this sector that I just do not rock with. I can't rock with that. I'm sorry, I just can't.
What, being attacked for being on other people's platforms?
So that was all I wanted to
Did you
say.
get attacked?
Can you hear
Did
me?
you get attacked?
Oh, me?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, you're saying that you get attacked for being over here.
Yeah, I got it. Yes, I got attacked. The dude called me a bitch and everything. He was like, I
Really?
don't know who that Brooke Valentine CEO bitch. I said, well, damn, what I do to you? Why I gotta be a
Whoa.
bitch?
Whose chat were you in?
It was a video that was sent to me, and the person
Mm.
who sent it to me was like, did you hear this? I clicked on the link, and it was, of course, the dude in Louisiana, him. And I'm
Oh.
listening,
Oh.
and I'm
Wow.
like, okay, he went through every single person who was on the panel. He talked about all of us on the panel.
He
And
he
I'm
he,
like,
he lit me up.
yeah. And I'm
Fuck
like,
that
are you
nigga.
serious? And I just had to really like laugh at it
Sorry, Sir
because
King.
again,
No,
I
no,
know we in the beef sector,
no. But you
but
gotta
I really had to
understand,
laugh at
Brooke.
that shit.
Brooke, but you gotta understand that game though. He already showed his hand and his blueprint. He doing anything to keep himself relevant and for content. And
I said that.
75% of the stuff he says is a lie.
Yeah. And not just that, Leak, you weighing him another butthole. I said, woo, I ain't even gotta say nothing. Leak, you
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just find that dealing with that person that you just mentioned, if he made a video about you, don't worry about
just
don't
the
worry about
point that
him.
I
That
had
nigga's the
to,
biggest clout chaser over here.
yeah, in the bushes. Cause he damn sure ain't come out and say nothing. If you want to talk some shit, at least drop down and talk your shit. Don't go and be looking at somebody's video the whole time, giving a click and view, and then gonna make a whole video talking bull crap. Boy, go sit your little country ass down somewhere.
Right, you funny looking ass raccoon.
Lemon,
Man,
Look
you
at this nigga.
mad.
I ain't even been
Lemon, you in
mentioning
the
his
board.
also.
Lemon, you in the boardroom. You in
Oh
the
yeah,
Yeah,
my
boardroom.
bad. Oh
You in the
yeah.
boardroom, Lemon.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You in
my
the
bad.
boardroom.
And then
Yeah.
the other one
Oops.
talk about some Brooke Valentine was running around for 3 days collecting cash apps for her birthday. Yeah, don't nobody even know who she is. Okay, well, if nobody knew who I was, why are you telling people that I've been running around for 3 days? That must mean you have been looking at my channel. That must mean you're watching me. Stalker. You're a stalker.
All
Baldy.
right. Well, that's
Not
just
Baldy the content creator, but Baldy Tracy or Ugly
for
Tail.
that's what I mean. Content creators have a responsibility for what they do because that often dictates things happening to other people, not even associated with them. So yeah,
Well, in this case, I think you're doing a good job. Like I said, you're living and you're learning. Every time something happens and someone comes and says something to you about it, you correct it and you make it better. You comprehending, you're getting it, you're learning it. These people don't know nothing and they're mad because they're stagnated. They're never going to move anywhere. And to be honest with you, the beef sector is not going to be around much longer. I'm telling you that. I know that up front. It's not going to be around much longer.
Nah, there's definitely a clock ticking. And to answer that question,
Hmm.
no, I don't know Sir King in real life, and we never met before. I don't, none of that Shell. Hope that answer your question. So no, I don't
no,
know Sir King
I
off
don't.
of
Mm.
the internet.
Nope, don't know him. Don't know what he looked like. Never met him. Don't know nobody affiliated with him. Nothing. Nothing.
But if you did, why does it matter? Why are people so concerned about your channel, about what you get, about how you do your join button? This is your panel, your platform, your ideas. I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe I'll just get adapted to it, but it irks me to see that. I just don't understand. Maybe I'm not, listen, I'm not built with that type of cloth. I'm built with a certain type of cloth. And in my eyes, what you're doing is hustling, and that's not a bad thing. You getting what you need to get done. You doing your own thing. You're not copying nobody. You rocking and you rolling. People like you, and it's just like, okay, so they see you coming up as the next hot thing in the beef sector, literally overnight, and they want to rain on your parade. That's exactly what I see.
And I think going back to the whole topic on the gender regarding subscribers versus content creators, you got to understand you would get way more if you decide to work together rather than tear down. So,
Hmm.
uh,
You're 100%
Well, why
correct
do you
on
think
that.
people don't really? I mean, I do see people come together, but I feel like it's people who always kind of fuck with each other. I don't never see like somebody from the left side and the right side pretty much come together for one occasion. You know what I mean? It's always the same people in the same chats that rock with each other on each other's stream yards. There's never no switch up between both parties. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah,
I think
and
I think you touched on it early. I'm sorry, second. I think you had touched on it earlier. I think it was you, Lemon, when you said that a lot of people are scared to go in, and I'm not necessarily going to say scared. I'll probably say
Yeah,
a
not
lot of people
scared.
don't want to hear
Yeah,
like the content creator. Like, say for instance, if y'all know I'm Babe Nation. I represent it everywhere I go. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna represent who I like. But if I was to go in Tracy's chat, then it would be an issue. You know what I mean? Like, to her. But if I like both of y'all, I can't go in your chat neither. That's because y'all got an issue. You know what I mean? I have one. Not saying that is what happened, because I don't rock like that. But I'm just giving you an example of something that a person may like both content creators, but they're not even going to drop down in either chat due to somebody coming over and saying, well, this person said that and that person said this, a whole bunch of dumb stuff.
right.
So, at the end of the day, it's just like, as content creators, as an adults, we got to do better. This sector, I swear, majority of people in this sector is over 30 or at least 25 and up, should not be acting like children. I know my son, he's 19, 20, I'm sorry, and he acts way more mature than people who are in this sector who are at least over 40.
well,
Yeah.
that's different
But
because you see your son. You don't see how your son act when he hang with his friends though.
Yeah, I do,
He may
but
act
he
like
don't act like that.
because he's hanging out with his mama. You know what I mean? But when he hang out with his friends, he may act completely different. And I think that's what's going on. People are hanging out with their friends, and want to act a fool. So
Well, they need to figure it out, because I have a boundary created, and it's not but much somebody's going to do before I respond to them. So I'm
right.
trying my best to keep it cute, but I don't
I
respond. Oops, my
No, go
bad.
ahead. Go ahead. No, you finish. I interrupted you.
What the hell happened? Oh, there we go. I don't I don't respond. I don't respond back, like to people normally, like how somebody else would, who was born and raised in the beef sector. I respond back in a different manner, and yeah, I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
No,
Right.
yeah, I think things get so crazy over here is because you know how like people don't normally link up with each other to hash their beef out. So I feel like since it's on a virtual realm, the furthest they could take things is to dox somebody and embarrass them. So that I feel like that's why it's so heavy over here because a lot of people ain't gonna link up to fight. A lot of people is going to try to get back at you in a worst way possible, and that's unfortunately by exposing your past. If you got a messed up history or all kind of crazy things in your past, they're gonna bring that back up and blast it online. So I feel like that's why it's so heavy over here because nobody's linking up to fight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because in my comment city, if you beefing at this level, y'all should have been already fought
Right.
and moved on with life. Like y'all should it shouldn't roll over for a year plus for nobody's beef. But over here, that's just what it is. So I just roll with the punches.
Yeah. You right.
All right. Well, on that note, if anybody else wants to click the link, feel free to do so. Or else we're going to wrap it up. I kind of want to keep this segment under an hour or so, just out of respect for everyone's time, and so that people who do view it on the replay are able to hear everything in its entirety without skipping. So,
Okay, I feel you. And
yeah.
Sly
Yeah. You have
Jones, you've been
50
over
minutes.
here for a minute. My question to you is, why do content creators say you can go where you want to go, but then as soon as people do that, they uh they get
Hmm.
ostracized or they get side eyed by the content creators who say, I don't judge you by where you go as long as you're not discussing me.
Well, see, it's one part fragile ego, Lemon, and it's another part paranoia because they know they've done so much dirty stuff that they don't want it to come back on them. So they're constantly having to look over their shoulder. They're constantly paranoid. They're constantly freaked out, wondering, well, who is this person? Well, let me have my moderator block this person, block that person. Next thing you know, in one chat, they've probably blocked 10 or 15 people just out of sheer paranoia, even people that didn't say anything wrong. And I see
Hmm.
it happen all the time because
Hmm.
they've done so much bullshit to other content creators and other people that they don't want that karma coming back on them.
Okay, I feel
That's
that.
it.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
You
And
don't know
people be
who.
blocking their blessings when they do that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. I
I mean,
agree.
did you find yourself in any situations like that, like where they said like you can go where you want to go, and you did the very thing they said, and then somehow it created an issue between you and that person?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
me
this
too.
person treated me shady and I didn't know why. And we would have great panels, we'd have great discussions, but they're like, Slide, I don't know about you. And it was all because I was friends with somebody and I didn't even know that these two people were even affiliated. They just
Hmm.
happened to see me in that person's chat and went off and are like, well, no friend of hers can be a friend of mine. And I'm just like, okay. And I backed out of that person's chat and it was sad because we had a good rapport. We were cool. We didn't do anything to piss each other off. It was just affiliations, and I don't ever want to get that deep into it. Everybody I've met on here has pretty much been cool. I had it out with a couple of content creators, as we all do, because we're not all going to agree with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But it never got to that extent. We had our words. They made videos, they went live, had panels, and tried to drum up their people against me. But the thing that I had on my side was honesty. Like you can say what you want to about me, but then when people go and see my content, they'll see the kind of person I am. Just like if I were able to listen to Tracy and hear what she had to say about SK, you know what I'm saying? I could sit there and believe it, but then I come over here to SK's channel and he's nothing like what she
What
says
she said. Yep.
at
And
all.
that's what happens. And let me piggyback off of that this slide, right?
Mhm.
Let me piggyback off of you real quick, slide. That's exactly what happened to me. When I tell you I got like almost 1,000 subscribers because of that, people came over, they looked to see who I was, and they subscribed. Like, dang, that ain't who this person is describing. That ain't who this person describing. So, with any kind of publicity, it can work in both ways, good and bad. So, for them to be mentioning my name, now people want to know who they're talking about. They're going to click on my link and click on my, subscribe to me to see my videos and see if what they're saying is true. And then when they see that it's not true, then now what? You just now gave your sub me. You just gave me one of your subs. And now they're going to probably like me. That don't make sense to me.
And then to
But
find out that person is lying about
Correct.
that person, putting out just a phony rumor just to hurt them. Why? You know what I'm saying? You go live 5 times a day and you don't have anything else ready to talk about. than to make up a lie about a person and say that they were doing this, that, and the other when you know it's not true. You don't have any receipts. You don't have any evidence, no proof, no pictures, no audio, no video, no nothing. But yet and still, you got people hanging on your every word, believing a lie. And at some point, it just needs to stop.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You did your necessary due diligence to find out the truth. Whereas other people have so much of a strong allegiance to that person that they think that that person won't lie to them like that. Just be that blatantly dishonest. And this whole thing about a clicking of you, I think the whole term clicking of you is stupid. How else are you going to be able to become informed about a matter, whether if you don't click the button or click, the video? It's crazy. The other thing I wanted to say is, man, hold on, bro. The other thing I want to say regarding content creator. Well, maybe we should change the term to video uploader because a lot of stuff that people do is not really considered content. I agree. So maybe it should be video uploader. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro.
What I was going to say too is, I agree with you on that. But another term that I'm starting to get irritated with is clout chasing. A lot of people don't know what that word means. Clout chasing. If a content creator who is considered a medium-sized to large content creator blast you, put your name out, talk about you, how are you the clout chaser if they're putting your information or saying your name or putting your name in their title? Can anybody answer that for me?
No, yeah, I agree with you. It don't matter about the size of the content creator, but if you choose to respond, I mean, I feel like you're not necessarily clout chasing. Like, I feel like if you see your name anywhere, regardless if it's the biggest content creator over here to the smallest content creator over here, you have the right to pretty much respond back accordingly. So I do so anytime I'm in any shit I see my name in.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that question because, like I said before, now certain people are starting to say little stuff and try to say my name. And I'm like, if I respond back, then I'm going to be considered a clout chaser. But these people is putting my name in their title, saying these things about me. They don't even know who I am. And I'm just like, all right, am I going to have to get used to this? Like, what is the deal? I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
really
think
confused.
I think that term clout chaser is thrown around way too much. It's just something for non-content creators to say when they're not willing to put themselves out there. They're not willing to come on the live to speak their mind. They're not going to start a channel of their own. So anybody who they feel like is out there is clout chasing. Very very little excuse, just using a term just to put somebody else down. But for all those people that throw around the term clout chaser, I want them to come on here and try to do what we do and see how hard it actually is.
Mm.
I agree.
No, yeah, it's hard to be a content creator because you got to entertain the people as well as, you know, be entertaining yourself. You can't be bored with what you do. I feel like a lot of people get stuck in what they do and they kind of stagnant. But over here, it's hard to be a content creator because a lot of people talk about the same thing. So you just got to repeat that same story, but make it 10 times better than the last person that just talked about it.
All right, hold on one second. Now, this person that's coming to the boardroom, you have to act like you in a boardroom, okay, and not in a bar, okay, or a lounge. I'm not shading you, but please act like you in a boardroom, okay, or we may have to escort you out. Just letting you know, it's somebody in the background. Hello, Rico. Please act like you in a boardroom,
You
please.
try to you try to say that I can't act professional.
I didn't say that. I'm just letting you know because they say I don't tell my rules in the beginning, so I'm letting you know.
I know how to act professional. I know how to talk with sense. Everything I say is sense. But what's up, y'all?
It's what
What up,
sex?
Rico?
Or what'd you say?
I said sense. Everything that I talk is
Oh,
sense.
okay.
Hey,
What they
Rico.
do,
What up?
y'all? Hey,
What up, Rico? How
bro.
you enjoying NY?
I enjoyed myself. I actually did. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of subscribers and a lot of my fans, my true supporters. So I'm happy about that.
Okay, so
Okay,
this is
that's
the
what's up.
agenda for the boardroom agenda tonight. Excuse me, hold on. Do you have anything you want to say regarding this?
Um, I would want to say the subscribers versus content creators. I don't really do politics that much. Um, but as far as like what I was hearing, cause I just jumped in the chat or whatever. But I was saying, what y'all was saying, the content creators versus the subscribers. Now, the subscribers do make up for us content creators, but we have to have our own mind as an individual, as a content creator or a video uploader or whatnot. That we have to have our own. We can't let the subbies run our channel. You know what I'm saying? Just because we got some of the subbies that do be messy, that only love the mess. But it's like what we talking about right now. You know, different conversations and stuff like that. We want a audience that can engage and not just want mess and drama all the time. So sometimes the subscribers uh can be messy as sending emails and everything like that. And that's why I'm fortunate I don't have any of that. You know, like I know like we all in a messy beef sector or whatnot, but you have to make what's best for your platform is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
into. You can't let the subscribers dictate your channel and just because what they want, just beef and all this and that. No, you have to do what you want to do with your own platform.
But I also feel like sometimes when
I agree.
uh
Um,
I
I
agree
agree,
with
Rico,
Rico.
and I agree 100%. I think a lot of times when content creators do function that way, it takes them a little bit longer to grow, but it gives them the better quality of people because when people come in, they already know, what to expect. And then, especially with like long term and mods and all of that good stuff, it is already, known at the beginning point of how to conduct yourself. Like I'm not allowing if anybody, like for instance, if I have somebody up on my panel, I'm doing an interview or we're doing something and somebody come in there and be disrespectful, they gotta go. Period. I'll give them a warning, and if they don't heed to the warning, then they'll be blocked. Because I don't think that we should disrespect one another, especially if we are all grown and we can talk. If it's an issue, we can talk about it, agree to disagree, and then move forward. But all of that cussing somebody out and coming in the chat and being disrespectful, I don't play none of that. That's why I have my ship set up like I have it. Whereas though if my moderator block anybody, I don't question my moderators because they already know how I run my ship.
Okay, can
So
I
you
ask
coming
you
in
a
there.
question on that particular because I was going to bring that up, the moderators, and you say that you allow your moderators to do what they want to do at their own discretion. Now,
No,
I
no,
did.
no, 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 no. Let me, no, let me kind of explain it a little bit. Not what to do. So, like, say for instance, if somebody new comes into the chat, right? We haven't seen this person, and then they'll come in and they may say something like, "What's up, B?" They'll give them a warning and say, "Hey, we don't do no cussing around, especially since I got monetized. We got to be careful with the cussing." So if they come back with more, whatever, come back stronger, then they know to block them. But if it's somebody who is questionable, they'll text me while I'm live, like, hey, is this person okay? Like I have a rapport with each and every one of my moderators. So it's not like I don't know what's going on. So if they block somebody, I know they block that person for a reason. They don't just block people just by coming in and say, hey, how y'all doing? Or even if they say, well, I don't agree with you, they don't block people for that. They block for people coming in saying ignorant stuff. Like one lady came in was like, your son is a big fat pig and all this, call him all kinds of names. They blocked that person on demand because they already know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? So I don't want you to think that they run my channel because I run my own channel. It's just they know me and they know what I'm gonna
Okay,
tolerate and what I don't tolerate.
okay,
I
Rico,
guess.
go ahead. Rico, go ahead, chime in.
Okay, yeah. The reason why I asked that is because I just heard this on Bless Watkins' channel as well, and it kind of bothered my spirit. It bothered my spirit because I'm not the one to hold my tongue. Now, I do believe as us as content creators, we have the control of it's our platform, even though we have our moderators and supporters, but we can't have our moderators control our platform. And just because it's a person that you don't like, or like you just said, if they are being very disrespectful or saying rude comments, yeah. But just to block a person just because, or you know what I'm saying, that's giving them too much control. You want to set your rules. That's the point that I wanted to make. You have to set your rules for your channel. And that's why I had a conversation with my moderators. This is what I would allow, but if anybody is going to block, it's going to be me. Now you can time them out. You can remove the comment, but any blocking should be done by me. I shouldn't, unless I tell you to block them. But
Right.
the
Okay.
moderator shouldn't have the control just to block people just because of other content creators don't like, or they quote unquote they crew, or YouTube ships and all that, because it's a lot of that runs in these streets, that
Hmm.
a lot of these moderators moderate for a lot of different content creators, and it's all by the same one person, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't even gonna get into that, but
I agree.
it's kind
I
of
agree
bothered
with you, Rico. I absolutely agree. I don't have anybody in the beef sector I think that's a moderator. I think I do. I think I only got one. Other than that, they're not in the beef sector. So but I agree with you 100% because I've seen it happen. I've seen mods block people for no reason, and then the content creator coming back the next day, or when they find out that the person's blocked, going off because the moderator didn't block their, supporter, or because they don't like the person versus them coming in the chat and being disrespectful. So I agree with you on that.
Okay, and on that note, we have to wrap this up. So I'll let Rico and Brooke say the final words before we bring this to a close.
All right. Well, let me go ahead. I'll go ahead and get it out the way since I'm the only lady. It was a pleasure, you guys, speaking with you, Rico, Ed, Slide, Lemon, Sir King. Thank you very much for having me up here, and y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm surprised I'm going to bed this early, Sir King, but hey, it's
Okay.
okay. So
Well,
good
say,
night,
I
y'all.
mean, you don't have to go to bed. I may have something coming on afterwards, after
Oh,
this.
okay. Okay. All right. Well, cool, cool, cool. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you in the next
All right.
one then.
All right. See
Bye.
you later. Take care. And Rico, how you doing, Mr. Rico?
Yes. It was a great show. Like I just came in the tail end, so I didn't get to see everything what happened before. But I did just want to just make an appearance and give like my commentary on what I feel about situations with the content creators and the subbies. So thank you for allowing me to come on the platform and speak my opinion as always. And keep up the good work and the good show. Like I'm supporting you. You know, you got a lot of hate out here, but I don't know why people looking up who is who. Man, just do you, be great at it, and like I just said, like keep doing you, keep doing the good work. And shout out to everybody on the panel. If I didn't shout all of y'all out, Sly Jones, Lemon, and also Brooke Valentine.
Appreciate you, bro.
Shout
All
out to
right.
you,
Um,
Rico.
Thank you so much, Rico.
have a good night.
Appreciate it. You too. Take care,
All right,
Rico.
you
Thank you
too.
so much. All right, guys. So this is going to be the conclusion of the first episode of the boardroom. Do you guys want to say anything before we close it out?
I would like to say I enjoyed the open dialogue we had. Hopefully, this segment grows and more people participate and give their opinions on the topics that is discussed, because that's what keep the conversation going. The more people that join into the conversation, the more things we can come to a conclusion with. I feel like right now we all got different opinions, but the more open dialogue we have, I feel like we'll probably possibly come together in this time. But who
I agree.
knows? But I enjoyed this segment with y'all. I'm gonna
And
jump
let
back
me,
in the chat, and we got to
no,
do
hold
this.
on. Let me
Oh,
don't jump on the chat. Just stay on the screen.
okay. All right,
Okay.
I'll stay on the screen. But
All
yeah,
right.
I enjoyed this segment with y'all.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Thank you also, Lemon. I appreciate your contribution. And Sly Jones.
Yeah, man. Again, I appreciate you for having me on the panel. Um, again, it's been a whole lot of fun chopping it up with you, Lemon, and everybody else that was on the panel tonight. We've got to do this again. I love having like-minded people come together and be able to put their heads together in a civil environment. Nobody's angry at anybody. Nobody is at each other's throat. We can all come in and give our opinion and still walk out as gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I think there needs to be more of that. I don't believe in that myth that you can't discuss politics and religion. I
Right.
think as long as you're intelligent and you're knowledgeable, and you're a gentleman, you can discuss anything civilly and not have anybody be angry and walk away feeling dissatisfied. So, again, I appreciate you for having me here. Allah bless everyone, and hope to see you again soon, bro.
All right. Cool. Stay on the screen. Stay on the screen, Sly. Let me say this as we close out our first boardroom episode. This is the thing. I'm open to having other people on the panel. Like let's say we could do a rotating panel and things like that. This is something organic that I thought we could do, despite the regular beefing and stuff. We could actually have an intelligent conversation regarding various topics in the real world, entertainment, hot topics, and YouTube stuff. So if you're interested in being on the panel, let me know. Hit me up on Sir King Crown on IG and let me know. We could talk there. The reason that I chose these individuals was because I knew of them. I was able to vet them, and I felt like I had somewhat of a rapport, and I knew what they could bring. So that's why I chose them. I'm not against having a female presence on the panel, not at all. But I needed to have something where I could be or put something together easily, and they were personalities that I knew that would be receptive of the idea, and that I could also trust. Trust is a big issue with me. So once again, thank you to this gentleman. I know people were asking what happened to Sam I Am. Sam I Am had to drop off. So once again, I thank Sam I Am for being up here and for, just being vulnerable and letting himself contribute. He's not someone that hops on panels all the time, so he's a little nervous. So I'm still glad he was receptive to being so open and honest. So thank you also to Rico and to Brooke Valentine, who contribute as well. I'm going to close out the broadcast now. Feel free to thumbs up the video. Feel free to subscribe to Slide Jones. He has a channel as well. Just look up Slide Jones and feel free to give him a click and a view, and definitely a subscription will do. Thank you all once again, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of The Boardroom. Take care now. Have a good day and have a good night. I will come back in case other people regarding some other commentary. So don't leave or exit YouTube yet. I will come back. But once again, thank you for viewing this episode of The Boardroom. Take care, guys. Bye.